So this is from 2011. I think this is actually the first round that I've ever recorded.
You little twig.
Yeah, I was also 123 pounds here. Boom, takedown.
Dang.
That's all I had.
Was a big. That was a good takedown. Double legs all day.
And this was my last training camp.
And that's Zach.
Yeah, that was
you and Zach move so similar.
We were trained by the same guy.
Yeah.
Essentially, as far as striking goes, I started elsewhere, but that was a year and a half where it was just really the basics. He did not cover movement with us and angles. We just kind of went over, like, this is a jab, this is a cross, So once I got to victory, that's where all the concepts and the angles started coming in.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Zach is like such a short range fighter, and you're more of like a long range fighter.
And the thing is, I didn't know that here. I was still learning.
Like your range?
Yeah. Because it never occurred to me how long my arms were.
Yeah,
I just always associated myself as one of the short guys at the gym. So I was like, all these tall guys have reach advantage on me.
Yeah.
But like even with Zach, I think Zach's maybe like an inch taller than me or so. There's not that big of a difference in height.
Yeah, but he's got short arms.
I always just kind of assumed that I'm the short fighter that needs to close distance and stuff.
Yeah, he goes for that takedown. He's shooting in for that takedown. Got a nice brawl there, guy.
My wrestling, man. I relied on it for so long. This was the training camp that really started getting
you
my
reversed that
my
to
hands.
A double. Nice.
I started getting comfortable with my hands with this training camp.
Yeah. No, you look more comfortable because you shot in right away.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, just a little grasshopper, little skinny grasshopper over there.
Hopper with
my buddy Felipe.
Your best friend back in the day.
My BFF from 2012 to 2013.
In competition, buddy?
Yeah, him and I used to... he had already stopped being so consistent here. He kind of came back for the training camp a little bit.
That's nice of him.
So... He was trying to simulate, like, wild strikers. What would you do if you got a wild striker? So that's why he was throwing those crazy... This was...
Rico.
One of my main training partners for that camp. He ended up fighting one of the guys I was scheduled to fight on that same night. We were supposed to fight on the same night.
You guys used to have really good rounds.
Yeah.
You guys were around the same weight class.
Yeah, we fought in the same weight class. It was real fun going with him every single time. It was one of those things where it's kind of back and forth. And so he got the takedown, and I just tried to use that momentum as much as possible to keep it.
This is the skill, the experience versus like the...
Yeah, so at this point, I guess we went from 2011 to 20... Yeah. This was in 2017, so this is like 6 years of no recording.
Damn.
No recording rounds.
You could tell the difference.
Yeah.
Experience beat the youngin. Yeah, see, you got him a nice ground and pound.
But you can even see now compared to what I do now. Like, it's my hand on the mats and everything, which I always tell people not to do. You can just tell from the movement that I still
needed to take some adjustments.
Still tightening things up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was always fun going with Danny.
No, he kept you moving and kept you honest. Like.
Yeah. He hit hard too. Yeah, he was one of those 125ers that hit hard. But it was just...
He didn't quit on you. I guess at this point, a lot of it is just the ego that guys have. It's like you just can't let yourself get beat up the whole time. There you go. You reversed that back. You going in for an armbar?
Probably just to try to scare him. I was just like, I'm on my back. I gotta get up. Nice. This was still I can't be on my back stage. And there he's setting up his either triangle. And there's the armbar.
Nice.
He's getting that armbar, but it was just constant movement. Like especially right here. This was actually before Mark stepped in for the round, so I was basically trying to coach myself through it and just getting the rounds that I needed.
Yeah. See, you put that pressure on him, nonstop. Yeah, you laid heavy on him. He can't even move. He's literally on his back the whole time. Poor guy.
This is where some nasty ground and pound. This is where my protege, Nasty Neridia, got it from.
That's funny. But, nice.
Oh, and then rounds with Eder. To this day, I love going with Eder.
Yeah,
him and I have been sparring for since 2011.
2011? We're in 2023, guys.
Yeah, we've been sparring together for a good 12 years now. And every round is so different. Like he's evolved so much, you know. And him and I had our first fights the same year as well. He fought in 2013 as well. Um, you know, but it was so fun because he was always such an unorthodox striker, you know. So he kind of forced me to work defense, and you know he had really good takedown defense. I think this was one of the first times in this round that I actually took him down, and I was so shocked and proud of myself at the same time.
No, he's a heavy guy. Yeah.
You know, and it's just the way that he drops his hips for the sprawls, because it's not just the weight, but it is his actual defense. This right here is. This clip is the full round. This is the full 3 minutes because I was not gonna chop it down. I did 5 rounds. This is Joe. So Joe came in from Singapore. He lived in Singapore and he did kickboxing over there. He had some Thai fights over there. You know, he came in. You know, he was friends with one of my other students. That's how he kind of found us at the gym, and it was one of those things. He came in whenever he felt like it, I guess. You know, and then he was here on a student visa. He finished school, so he's got to go back home. And he told me that he wanted to do a fight before he went home. And because of his lack of consistency at the time, I was like, I don't know. And this was the first year of Warrior Evolution. You know, so this is my first year as a solo business owner and coach. You know, so I was pretty hesitant. You know, so I was like, you know what? Let me do 5 rounds with him of kickboxing to see where he's at, because deep down, like honestly, I didn't think he would be able to do it. You know, but I think this was our second or third round of that 5 round night that we did.
Dang.
But he was really pushing me.
Yeah, he didn't. So every time you punched him right in the face, his head snapped back.
Yeah, and he's another
he kept
one.
going forward.
Don't let the length and the skinniness fool you. The guy hit hard.
Yeah.
You know, and that fired me up. I don't think I have gone this
Dirty
hard
boxing.
in sparring since this round.
Ooh.
You know, because he was hitting me hard. He was kicking me hard. He was landing good headshots. So I was like, all right, this guy, you know. And what got me is, like you said, everything that I threw at him, he kept moving forward. Yeah. It was at the end of this night, after I did 5 rounds with him, I was like, you know what? I think this guy can fight.
Yeah.
And he just fought not too long ago over there in Singapore.
And he won, right?
Yeah, he won. He's doing elbows, knees, everything over there. These guys are crazy. But this round, these 5 rounds, I only put one of them in here. I think this was our best one.
Nice.
And then we both got pretty tired because you can see that we're throwing pretty heavy.
Yeah, I remember watching it. I was like, ooh, you gotta record it. This kid's intense. We can feel the intensity, and you can hear the punches. You can't hear them right now, but yeah, those punches were hard.
Yeah, his kicks more than anything. I was like, oh my God.
He's a lengthy guy. Yeah.
You know, but it was.
He does like fight like a Muay Thai fighter though. He's got like that stance and those like vicious kicks.
That was a need of the head. It pissed me off so much. And
I do. Dang.
You know, and
went at it. Get him.
He never stopped. He never complained.
No, right?
About how hard we were throwing at each other. You know,
nice.
There's all respect at the end.
Ah, there goes Eder again. One of the first few times I sparred Eder, he overwhelmed me with all his strikes.
Yeah,
I had no idea he was gonna do that.
He hits from different
like I didn't
angles.
know what to do.
This was getting a little thicker here. This is.
Oh, you're not moving as much.
My thicker days here.
This was already in 2000.
This had to be
2019. No.
By the end of 2019, maybe early 2020.
Yeah, that was
before.
Yeah, you were already apocalypse. Thick there.
Yeah, the thickness was kicking in, fatigue was kicking in, because that's something that people don't take down.
Yeah, like
that was all timing. It was pure timing and exhaustion, you know. But I made the decision to try to put on muscle because of my experiences, but no one really warned me how tiring carrying more muscle is when we're doing MMA.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know, but that was
a good one. Oh, there goes Chewy.
It's.
Man, he used to hit hard, and I feel like he did it on purpose.
Chewy was
those hooks though,
yeah,
and overhands.
His hooks, and he would throw knees with intention, you know, and he helped me discover my knees because we kind of just go one for one on him. I had so much fun training with Chewy, You know, this was for his camp. So this was
Nice.
when
Throw him against the Cajun. Yep.
I forgot what year Chewy fought. Was that? I think that was 2021. No.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah. So
It was like right after the pandemic, wasn't it?
It was, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had your fight, and then I think Chewy had his after.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a few of these clips with Chewy. Dude's strong. He was really strong too. He hit hard. He picked things up faster, I think, than anybody that I've ever trained before.
Yeah.
He came in looking for a boxing gym and found us instead.
Yeah.
And stuck it out, and he picked everything up really quick. He was really quick with learning, you know, because I think he's the one that had the least amount of time training before he actually fought, you know. But by this time, I'm fully gym owner and coach, you know. But like you said, we're coming back from the pandemic. He didn't have too many training partners, so I really had to step in, and he forced me to get in shape, get back in fighting shape.
Yeah.
You know, because I had gone through my weight gain journey. So I was lifting heavy and eating a lot and not doing a lot of cardio.
Yeah, I remember one of the first few times you sparred him, you're like, "Yup, I need to start working."
Yeah.
And then you started adding more explosive training sessions and more sparring and a
Because
lot more
there was so
hitting.
many times during this time where it was just him and I. You know, and that reminded me so much of the days of, like, with Zach too, because Zach and Ralph, there were days where it was just the three of us for comp team. You know, so that was very much reminding me of the good old
Ooh.
days. You know, but like I said, it was just I wish there was more of, because I had a lot of bad rounds too. You know, especially towards the beginning. For my first training camp, there were so many bad rounds. But like I said, there's just no one thought of recording this for future references or for things like this, you know, because I think the last thing I want for people is to see these rounds and be like, see, he's always been able to do these things, when it's not true,
Or
you
he's
know.
whooping people's butt.
You know, and it's just, that took a lot of years and a lot of ass whoopings myself and a lot of
Yeah.
training.
Especially from this guy, Mac.
Yeah.
He watches you so closely because he's really just observing every little move that you're making and trying to fix everything that he sees.
Yeah.
And he's one of the ones that would literally he will humble you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll put you on your back and then he'll...
Mac was
Ground and
there
pound.
for the last month of my last training camp with Mark, and he's the one that was really showing me that you can ground and pound from anywhere,
Yeah.
any position. You know, this is everywhere in class, and I say I suck at arm bars. This is exactly it. I got an arm fully extended and I can't finish it.
Oh, jeez.
You know, but arm bars just never been my thing, man. I've been a control and ground and pound kind of guy. You know, triangle chokes and rear naked chokes, Darce chokes if I'm not wearing the big old boxing gloves. But it was just, I learned a lot about myself in sparring, because especially at the beginning, there's the fear of sparring is real, you know, and
Yeah.
the excitement, the adrenaline, you know, and learning that those things can actually make you worse as opposed to better. You know, with these rounds, especially with Chewy, because I knew the kind of energy that he brought to the rounds, I wasn't going to be able to fight his energy with high energy. So I had to slow down the pace and bring it down to the level that I was comfortable with.
Why were you nervous with him, though?
Not well.
It was just in general, like
just
sparring
in general,
for the
sparring in
fights?
general, yeah.
For every fighter or for all the
For
fighters?
me, for when I was learning, when I was coming up.
Oh, okay. In the beginning.
Yeah.
Got it. But don't you still get a little nervous?
The nerves are different now, because before I was actually nervous of
Getting hit.
Now, you know, there's still some nerves there because I've gotten hit a lot over the years. But mainly it's just I know that I'm not as young as I was. I know I'm not definitely as fast as I was, you know, or the conditioning that I had isn't there, you know. So now it's the nerves of being able to give good rounds for the fighters.
Wow, you going at it.
You know, so
Yeah.
because sometimes I feel bad in just doing the takedown and the ground and pound stuff, but it's like there's fighters out there that do that.
Fighters out there.
That's a big punch.
You see Khabib do that all the time.
Yeah, you know, but
Chandler.
It's been like a cycle for me because this is how I started. I started with just like the overhand as my main go-to punch and the only punch, and then I eventually added uppercuts to it as well. But I would focus so much on just takedown, ground and pound submissions in my early years. And then kind of the mid years, I wanted to learn how to be a better striker, so I'd do more striking.
Yeah.
And then as I kind of got even deeper as coach and running the gym, I just started focusing on my strengths. So I don't do as many rounds as I did before, but when I do, I was like, all right, I'm going to throw my overhand, I'm going to get my takedown, and I'm going to get ground and pound, and if a submission presents itself, we're going to do it. But again, I'm sparring to help other people get better. I'm sparring to just keep my timing. I'm not necessarily sparring in preparation for
A fight.
a fight. So I'm just kind of working on my strengths and the timing that I have with them.
And you're also making them work though, because then you also look at the fighters and see what they're missing. Like, yeah, we can do boxing rounds, but then you also see that there's wrestlers out there, and that's why you always bring in takedowns, because if they can defend against a wrestler, they can literally defend against anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
And that was something that is really important for me, and I always remain so grateful for the time that I had in wrestling, even though I didn't feel it or see it at that time that I was actually there. But it just helped me so much, and it gave me a base and a foundation. And that's why I always urge people so much. It was like, yes, knowledge is important, but take the time to build a strong base. I had wrestling as a base. I was one of the quote unquote lucky ones to have wrestled in high school and have that base, so that if I was working on my weaknesses, like my striking, I had something to fall back on. Because you're not going to be good at everything. You're not going to be good at boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. You're going to have an understanding of all of them if you're going to do MMA. But everyone has their strengths. And for me, it was grappling. And it's ugly fighting. Like, I don't need things to be pretty.
And you don't have to. That's the thing. I mean, it's nice when you look at it from the technical standpoint, and it's like, okay, well, once you clean it up, it looks pretty cool. But that's
Uno
fighting.
reverse card. He's got a triangle on me.
You used to punching him in the face.
With Chewy, I used to get him in so many triangle chokes. He would get so upset. That's where I caught him, and
He's trying to get you back for it.
Yeah, we're getting really close to his fight at this point. Yeah, that's why he's not wearing a shirt, because I told him he got to get used to the slipperiness. So by that time I had put him in enough triangle chokes where he started pulling them out on me.
Nice. No, he was getting so good. Like, he was he had a fire in him that just not every fighter has.
These rounds are a testament to that, because he never quit.
Yeah, look at him.
Curious. Oh, this one
I think those were one of the first.
Yeah, this one's one of the first ones. Yeah. And that's where I learned how hard he hit. And you saw my head snap back there for a second, and now I'm throwing bad intention.
Yeah.
But those hands are low, not because I'm taunting them, but because I'm dead tired.
Yeah. Hands are super low. But this is something that I remember of Coach Anthony used to say. Yeah, just because you have to drop your hands, I mean, you need to learn how to use that.
Yeah.
Even Coach Mac, like, he says that. Learn to use those hands. You just, yeah, you drop your hands, but use that speed, use that timing. Set up those combos.
Yeah, so this was definitely one of the first rounds I had with him to that. This was another.
Oh, he went at it at the first 10 seconds, and then bam, you got him back.
Yeah, that woke me up. This was after Chewy's camp. And this was one of the first days of Brian's camp. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go in there, see what he's got. We're gonna move around, and then he unloaded that flurry. And he woke up the fighter. You were actually doing your own commentary. You're like, "Hey, coach, don't knock him out." And then I was like, "Oh fuck, he's the one fighting, not me."
Yeah, because I was like, "Bruh."
And that's one of the biggest things. Like, I want to get to some of the lessons that I was trying to teach. I got so and caught up with the actual rounds of it. you know. But I was fueled by anger so many times in my rounds, especially in the beginning. You know, I would need to get hit a few times for me to wake up. And that's such a horrible thing because I would actually let people hit me.
Like hit you.
Yeah, to wake me up because it's like, all right, now I need to go. You
Yeah.
know, and that's not a healthy way of going about this, you know. And
Yeah.
when I stopped sparring as consistently, I kind of reverted back to that, and that's this round was an example of that because I was in complete coach mode at the beginning, and then he threw that flurry at the beginning, and I was like, oh, here we go.
That's funny.
You
Oh,
know,
more
but
ground and pound. See, and I feel like it's just one of those things that if everybody knows that you're gonna go for those takedowns and ground and pound, why not stop them? But hey, it's just that just means that you're good at it. Like, do you remember when who was it? One of your old training partners. I think it was Felipe that he used to have a like the lateral throw.
yeah, he used to tell us. He used to give us a countdown. He'd clinch up with us. He'd be like, "All right, I'm gonna do lateral throw in 3, 2," and you do everything you could to stop it, and he'd still throw you.
So this is you saying like I'm gonna go take you against the cage. I'm gonna drop you.
Everything that you saw with this round and with my rounds with Chewy, I have to credit Mark and Mac for all of that. Mac with the ground and pound, Mark with the cage control and the takedowns off the cage.
Nice.
And I shot myself in the foot on that last training camp because when the camp was over and it was fight week, I said if I don't get to fight, this camp would have made everything worth it. You know, and I think God heard that. He's like, all right, you've taken enough brain damage. You're not gonna get this fight because you just said that you had what you needed. You know, because the control part was so important for me to learn, especially as I got older.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the repetitions that I used to get. Being able to control the younger, bigger, stronger, faster guys was so important. To drain them from there and then
take them on again.
Yep. Let people up and then take them down again.
Yeah, he was passed out. Oh, poor guy. Oh, this one with Nick. This one's interesting.
Yeah, he's a boxing background.
Yeah.
You know, and he had heavy hands too.
Yeah, he did.
I think this
one
was
punch, then you. Yeah,
this was the first time I sparred with him, and as soon as
you felt his punch, yeah.
It was the same thing. He woke up the inner Tazz in me, but then inner Tazz used to have a bigger gas tank back then.
Yep. You were just waiting for him to come in with those. That's how you also use your counter striking a lot.
You saw that spinning back kick, oh, and then here comes the overhands.
Boom, boom.
That weak ass teep kick.
You're just trying to put him against the wall. Yep.
But it's just this was 2021.
Yeah, this was.
Maybe towards the end of 2021.
Yeah, the thickness was definitely.
We're about to move out of this gym, but yeah.
And yeah, you were like throwing with intention at that, but you were trying to reach now at this point.
Hey, my feet didn't want to move anymore, so I had to do something. And this was
your comeback.
The comeback that led to my retirement.
Oh my God.
You know, we had that in-house event, and Caesar needed a dance partner because the guy, I forgot who he was originally set to go against, but then he ended up not doing it, not coming back to the gym or something. And I was just going to cancel the whole event, and then Caesar's like, I wanted to see how ready I am for a fight. I was like, well, I guess we got to have this event. We bring in Dan Severn, Coach Kress, Anthony, you know.
The OGs.
But it was, I was like, you know what, if I do well, maybe I do have another fight in me, you know, and so I treated this as that, you know. Caesar had done a few grappling tournaments, took first place in them, you know, so he's young, he's fast, he's got technique. I was like, this, if I can keep up with Caesar, I'll feel pretty confident about myself, you know. But then I think I only put one of the 3 rounds on here.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, I gave him a hug and I thanked him because I was like, this is what I needed. Because, you know, I don't know if the bug is ever not going to be there, but the bug to compete was really killing me this year. This was 2022. And I was really feeling like I I needed to compete for myself, and as soon as this was over, this was the first time in like 2 years, 3 years that I had seen Anthony, so to have him there, to have Coach Crest there, to have Severin there, and the amount of respect that I have for Caesar is out of this world. Even at before this,
Yeah.
So for us to have the rounds that we had, I thanked him and I was like, this is exactly what I needed. That was kind of a dream scenario, like not a sanctioned fight, but it was what I needed. I was dealing with a sinus infection. I was sick for like 2 weeks before this, so
It was a stress
it
carrying.
was hard to breathe. But I was so grateful for him, and this was returning the favor. And
look at me.
He's yeah, camera paparazzi nene over there. But this is the most recent stuff.
Yeah.
This was just a month or two ago.
Yeah. This is
Probably a month ago.
2023.
Yeah.
And still sparring, huh?
And it's just Caesar improved so much in that year, and now he's getting ready for his first fight.
Hey, you keeping your hands up.
Yeah, because how much he was hitting me, he forced me to.
But out of all those years, you finally kept your hands up.
Got tired of getting punched in the face.
13 years? Yeah.
It took 13 years to learn not to block with my face.
There you go.
But I love sparring with Caesar too. He's so naturally talented. He's got good instinct. He's learning every day.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a few weeks into the training camp, and noticed the takedowns I went from against the cage stuff, and it's just he really adapted. I think I do get him off his feet for a split second here, but he had good balance and just kind of collapsed. I think both of us out of fatigue.
Yeah, I mean this is all this experience because, yeah, like you just move with the wave,
Yeah.
And you keep that pressure, and so you don't just give up after the first takedown attempt, and then he gets up anyway.
Yeah, that's that Mark Cage control right there.
Yes.
The head under the chin.
Mm-hmm.
But just being
like
patient with it. You don't have to force anything. If you're confident in your skills, there's a takedown. But if you take the time to get position and control, you don't need to rush anything because you're gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But this was, like you said, it took me 13 years to learn some simple things, and this video kind of makes everything seem like it happened so quickly because we're bouncing around, because I didn't record a lot of my stuff. Maybe I should have, and I should have watched them back to learn maybe a little bit quicker.
You're just too focused on what you were doing, though.
Exactly. And in a way, I guess that's what makes me thankful for social media, because it kind of pushes to record more stuff.
Yeah.
Just to see the progress, because now is like seeing the evolution. Just maybe not so much of the fighting style, because especially the last few years it's been the same thing. The movements kind of died down a little bit compared to the first few videos.
Yeah.
But it's just you see that you're not where you once were. For me to see the guy in the 2011, the very first clip, seeing how small and scrawny and the way that I was moving is like makes me cringe to see it.
Yeah.
But hopefully it acts as a good reminder for everybody that's just getting started that we all start somewhere.
Yeah.
And we can make improvements no matter what.
Yeah.
This is, what is it? This is I think the last round that I've done with Caesar, because I haven't really jumped in lately. But this was, I think, one of Caesar's best rounds with me. Because he actually, I think you're going to see it here, he actually almost put me to sleep. He's defending the takedowns super
really
well.
Yeah. He's not letting you take him down.
In our exhibition match, I took him down all 3 rounds. In the rounds previous to this, I would get takedowns on him, and here he was defending him so well, and he was tired. I was his 3rd round, and that was my only round. No, I did 2 rounds, but with long rest in between. This is Caesar had just finished his 2 rounds with probably Leo and Aaron, so now he's tired, but he's learned from what happened before, because he's defending these takedowns really well. We actually end up on the ground. He actually nearly put me to sleep. I was a second away from passing out. I think he had me in an arm triangle I was in his guard, and he set up the choke. And it was
putting
just
that pressure on you too.
yeah, and he did.
Nice.
He got me down.
Nice.
Ooh. And there, he snuck it in. Zach had done the same thing to me. I should learn a thing or two. And here, I start moving, and then I stop moving because I feel everything going out. You can see Aaron, I think, walking in to check to see if I'm conscious. And then, we kind of kept going from there. But it's just...
Oh, he stopped.
Everybody that I've gone with, everybody in this clip, and everybody that I've sparred with that wasn't... Because I've had great rounds with you as well, but... Every single person that I've gone with, whether they were more experienced than me or I was more experienced than them, it's such a big learning experience, you know. And for everybody out there that's training, whether they're training with us or on your own,
nice. I'll take a nice picture there.
Never take for granted your sparring rounds.
Never.
You will get better one way or the other. When you get beat up, you're getting better. When you beat someone up, you're getting better. If you have the right mindset and you can control your emotions with it.
Yeah. Don't take it personal. Take it as what it is.
Yeah.
Take it as a lesson and another opportunity for you to get better.
Exactly. Because it's 13 years and hopefully I still got a few more years in me to get a few more rounds in, because I still have fun with it. And that's probably the biggest lesson that we'll leave you guys with. The smart sparring, the right sparring, it's fun. It's going to teach you a lot about the sport. It's going to teach you a lot about your training partners. But most importantly, it's going to teach you a lot about yourselves. So...
And use this to your life.
Yep. And just be smart with it, have fun with it, and keep training. Keep learning.
Nice.